we have a surprise guest who is
Oh,
able to join us live from Gaza. We're going to bring him on.
fantastic. Hopefully it
And it
works.
is, of course, let's hope it works. This is, of
Hi.
course,
There he
hello,
is.
Abubaker. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Alhamdulillah. How are you too?
So good to see your
Alhamdulillah.
face.
So
Thank
good
you
to
so
see you
much.
too. We never announce in advance if you're going to come on because we never know if we're going to get a connection
Yes,
and until it happens. And here you are. So we're so happy to see you, Abu Bakr.
I am so happy too. Thank you so much.
Can you just give us a sense of the last few days in Deir Balah? You wrote for the New Arab about the partial withdrawal of Israeli troops from some parts of the city, but they have still been attacking mostly the eastern parts, according to your reports. Can you tell us tell us what's going on, especially amid this vaccination campaign where, I mean, parents and caregivers are trying to safely escort their children to get these oral vaccines. What's the situation like right now?
Yes, and more importantly, before talking about other things that I am working on a very important piece for the EI, for the Electronic Intifada, about a very important and exclusive thing that has been happening in the Balah over the course of time, especially since the invasion happened, which is that there are quadcopters that hover over us during the night hours that play recorded audio of dogs bark and fake shooting to terrorize people across the territory. So that is one of the most important things before talking about the bombings and the bombardment and the destruction and the vaccination. So look at the way the Israeli forces are trying to implement on the territory. It's very frightening and very intimidating. I remember 2 days ago during the night at 2 a.m. At pre-dawn, there were quadcopters that play high sounds of dogs barking, but when looking outside, there were no dogs and fake shooting, very close shooting, and there was nothing. And just about that, you need that this quadcopter is around you, so you need to hide in. You need to gather in the middle of in the middle of where you are, in the middle of the shelter you're taking, you're in. So it's a very intimidating thing, to be honest. So regarding the vaccination campaign, which is an absolute joke, it's a sick joke, which is that there should be no tax during this time because Deir al-Balah, as the Gaza Health Ministry announced, that the vaccination campaign would take place for 4 days in the coastal Palmline city, and there should be no tax from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. supposedly. Unfortunately, there have been attacks in the morning, especially by Apache warplanes, and at the same time, Israeli tanks have been pounding the eastern parts of the city. But the sort of relief and the momentary relief we're talking about is that those people who have been forcibly displaced from the eastern outskirts of Deir al-Balah were able to return, but unfortunately they returned to absolutely piles of rubble, nothing at all, because all the houses, on all the buildings, the structures along Salahuddin Street and on the eastern outskirts of the Urbala have been reduced to rubble, which is absolutely insane. And at the same time, regarding the vaccination campaign, which is something really, really essential to talk about, how can you really think about a vaccination for children when the infrastructure is completely destroyed, sewage is all around, and pollution is everywhere around? You have almost all people malnourished. You don't have access to food, water, life-saving aid at the same time. So all this happening around you. So in fact, when it comes to putting it into an equation, it doesn't make sense that you are vaccinating a boy or a child, and at the same time, the living circumstances that he is living through or under are absolutely catastrophic. That it doesn't make a lot of sense. So
Mm.
it's really, really a big show. So I think because what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing to people, because I went to vaccination centers, medical points that have been, carrying on this sort of campaign, What I'm hearing from people's parents and families is that no, do not give us vaccination for polio. Rather, give us the, you know, ease it for us. Like, give us the circumstances, give us food, more food, and make everything coming, because the sanitary conditions are truly, are truly catastrophic and disasters. We have no soap, we have no cleaning materials, we have nothing. Absolutely all is blocked from entering the strip. So that is absolutely a big dilemma. So people don't want vaccination, rather they want better living circumstances and a return to their houses. We need an end to this war. A reminder to the world that we need an end to this war, not a polio vaccination campaign, not some aid, not other things. Our main aim remains stable, remains the same thing, which is a very, very urgent end to this horrific war.
Amen to that, Abubaker. That is the most urgent thing. But of course, parents are trying to get their children vaccinated because they know that polio is a devastating disease that strikes children
Absolutely.
and can cause lifelong disabilities and difficulties. But to the extent that Israel has targeted every single hospital, every clinic, of course, as you mentioned, the water, the all of the sanitation, all of that infrastructure has collapsed. But we've seen in recent weeks in the Israeli media a lot of Israeli experts warning that the polio virus, if it's uncontrolled, would spread from Gaza to Israel. So to the extent that Israel is allowing this campaign to go ahead, even though they're not respecting even their own restrictions on bombing, they're still bombing within the time that they're supposed to pause.
Absolutely.
I wonder if it's just because Israel is afraid of the polio coming to its own people. It's not even for the benefit of people in Gaza that they're allowing it. Because
Absolutely.
yeah. Is that something that people are aware of? That
Well, honestly, what people are laughing at the moment is that Israel is allowing the polio virus vaccination because they want our children to be vaccinated and then to be killed. So at some point, it's a joke, it's a sick joke that people think that okay, we have a, like, we have a beacon of mercy on children. Israel is a beacon of mercy. The United States is a beacon of mercy, pressuring Israel to go with this humanitarian pose and fighting. But at the same time, like, we want all your children to be vaccinated and then we can kill them, because our reports yesterday, there was an attack on Deir al-Balah, on al-Duqi family in central Deir al-Balah. That was just like 300 meters away from where I am, and it killed 8 members of al-Duqi family, including at least 3 children. So those 3 children were vaccinated in central Deir al-Balah. So how can that be? It's absolutely irrational. It's absolutely irrational. They are really, really, they're trying to deceive people with their so-called humanity, which is completely outrageous, which is completely enraging.
Yeah. And as you said, basic hygiene supplies, soap, laundry detergent, basic medical supplies are still being restricted, held up, left to expire by the Israeli army along the Gaza crossings. Can you talk about what it's like trying to secure, just like a bar of soap? Well, like in Deir al-Balah right now, what are people going through trying to
How
get
can
these?
you really look? This is a very, very good question, because we understand, and I wrote that for Electronic Intifada before, that almost more than 80% of the working population in the Gaza Strip have lost their work since October the 7th. Okay, so almost, you're talking about a very high percentage of the population who don't work at the moment of this working sector. So how can these people afford the unimaginable prices. You're talking about one bar of soap, Nora, that now costs £10. That is around $313. How come one bar of soap is costing this? If it is it really the same in the United States? Because I asked someone from London, he told me that it is not the same. You can get the highest, the highest trend of the best trend of soaps with like around £6 or £5. That is less than the amount of money we pay for one bar of soap here. At the same time, one shampoo, it just costs us around $35. That is absolutely inhuman. So if you would like to buy then. If you would like to buy, other people would really buy. But it's just like at the same time, Deir al-Balah is sheltering 1 million people, and the availability of these hygiene materials is absolutely very, very tight. So how on earth are you have some materials to bring to this very high population and unprecedented population. So it is not enough. It's really not enough to meet the needs of all these people. So it's just a matter of a race that if you are going first, if you have the money first, then you can really offer this, provide yourself with this, better and clean environment. Other than that, it's, everything will absolutely vanish, which is incredibly heartbreaking. And at the same time, skin diseases have been spreading within the community, and this is an unprecedented at the same time level of skin diseases among people, because what we see, a person is see with my nieces and nephews and other people outside, they have lots of skin diseases, and at the same time they don't have access to water, clean water. It's still contaminated. And again, what we drink, still 334 days since this war and since this genocide started, what we really drink is unfortunately not well filtered water. It's still contaminated. It's undrinkable. If you come here and drink it for one day, you will have gastroenteritis the second day. That is really what is happening on the ground. That at the same time, also, the food we are eating is still not the best quality.
And Abubaker, are people able to boil their water? Do they have fuel or?
You don't have it. No, unfortunately, you don't have it.
So people can't even boil their water.
No, they don't have it. Even wood, even firewood, Dr. Ali, it is very expensive. We're talking about if you need 2 pieces of wood, you need to pay around $3. Most people don't work it, and unfortunately, again, it's the same dilemma. Believe me, that all humanitarian organizations do not operate well on the ground. No, they do not, because come and ask people as far as I'm concerned, because I've asked all the families around me, how many times do you receive aid per month? Most of them have said no times we have received aid per month. And most of them said that you need to fight for it. You need to queue up for long hours just to get one box of aid, which is not a very monthly thing. So it's incredibly heartbreaking how people, and it is canned food. Again, it's not the best food, it's canned food, and we are eating frozen chicken and frozen meat. That is absolutely not good to health. And personally speaking, I've been struggling with that, and I don't know, but yes, I'm living on vitamins, as you know. I don't want to, I'm not imploring you for anything, absolutely, but it is still the same case again, which is that I'm still living on vitamins, multivitamins, nutrients, and other stuff, so I can really resist living in Gaza, in war-torn Gaza.
Yeah. And then we just saw, Abubaker, that it rained in Gaza, the first rains of the season. It very rarely, if ever, rains over the summer, and then now the autumn is coming and the rain is coming, and soon, although not yet, but soon, the colder weather will come. Can you talk about what that means?
I think, it rained on September the 1st. If you went out in the streets and saw the children, people were absolutely desperate for water. They were taking shower in the streets, in the sewage-filled streets. It was an absolutely piece of beauty that, the laughter and revelry of children were incredibly amazing to witness and observe. So that was one of the things that I really liked personally. And the way it took photos, by the way, of the trees and the palm trees, because their Balach is known for its palm. It's Balach, it's palm. So, it's just like, about the palm trees turned into a beautiful shape with the rain, pouring around on it and on them. And also the olive trees. And at the same time, uh, the, other trees as well, like the basil and the roses and the flowers and everything around. So it was an incredibly amazing sight because people needed that. People don't have access to water. Children, they don't take a shower every day. They barely take a shower every week. Okay, this is probably a private life, personal life, but yeah, we need to tell people that this is what is really going on the ground. But again, what we believe in is that this sort of things, believe me, wherever it is, whatever happens, regardless of what is happening on the ground at the moment, we still need to seek out the beauty, and there will be beauty all the time around in Gaza. So I just believe that whatever, because the last remnants survive in Deir al-Balah. The last remains of Gaza are in Deir al-Balah. Reminder to the world that the sole standing stadium of sports is in Deir al-Balah, Haldora Stadium. Reminder to the world that the sole standing university is in Deir al-Balah, which is Palestine Technical College. Both have been turned into shelter, but any further invasion means the complete obliteration of every means of life in the besieged enclave, which is something we really, really need to avoid and make sure that we can stop it as fast as possible, because these remains are the last thing that Gaza can survive on, or can really keep and maintain at the moment.
Finally, Abubaker, what keeps you going? We have a lot of members of the audience who are watching, and they're just kind of stunned that you can still smile, that 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 you're still, you still have this energy and this joy inside of you. Can you explain? Can you explain how?
I think
you
I think it's a
keep smiling?
three-letter answer, which is YOU. It is you. Again, it's incredibly important when you have these really harsh times. Again, you heal up from everyday terrors, everyday horrors by people around you, supporting you, feel what you are going through, because this is a humanity. And when you find these people under the worst circumstances, you find your healing worth. And that is the people whom you love, the people whom you cherish, and everything around. It's 334 days, because I think I remember that this title of this podcast is What Comes Next. Yes.
Yeah.
And again, 100 times, what comes next is hope. What comes next is, is liberation, is a free Palestine, is an end to this suffering. Believe me, I'm not going to lose hope. It's a very difficult matter, personally speaking, that I'm still in my 20s and I'm facing this terror. I know, but I think if there's nothing, I promised myself from the start, I promise you all the time, and I've promised you that I will not let anything upset me or let me down. I have this upbeat spirit. You have, and I will not make anything let me down, because I'm someone with, I believe so, I'm someone with an unbeatable mentality, with lots of hope. And this is something that I want to emerge with after this genocide. So I'm not going to lose hope. It is hope. It is everything. And yes, I keep smiling. I keep looking at beautiful things around. Seeking out the beauty is a matter of life, is a matter of, the real human existence, which is why we are on this earth, even amid such barbarity and brutality from the corrupt Western leaders and these genocidal leaders. We still seek out hope, and we are telling them from here, for everyone listening to us, that whatever you do, if you want to wipe us out of this earth, we're gonna see hope. We're gonna be smiling all the time. We're not gonna let you, we're not gonna give you the chance to let us down, because we are made of hope. We're hopeful, and we see hope and accompany hope every time we go. So no matter what you do, we are a very, very hopeful people, and hope will stay with us forever.
Thank you so
We
much, dear friend.
we are so grateful to you, Abubaker, for making time for us when there is so
Absolutely.
much going on. And you know that YOU goes back to you too, because you are like a compass for us, you and everyone in
Thank you so
Gaza.
much.
You teach us about what is important in this world, and so much that people are concerned about every day around the world is not important. But what's
Absolutely.
important is to stop this genocide, to give people a chance to live, to live those hopes, and we will not stop working for that.
And finally, because there's something that I've just remembered, which is, I remember last time when I had the chance to open the YouTube, I was not able to to have some internet last time when there was a live stream. I saw Nora with a downbeat look, so again, I want you, Nora, Ali, Tamara, Dave, Noel, in this team, all the audience, I want you to smile. Look at what I'm going through. I've never ever let something let me down. So I want you to always smile. I want to see your smile every day and every single second, to the audience and everyone here. And with so much love and hope from Gaza. Thank you.
I promise. Thanks,
Inshallah.
Abubaker.
All
Inshallah.
the very
We,
best.
we love you, Abu Bakr, and we will see you soon.
Inshallah. Thank you all of
Inshallah.
as well. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.